What's up, everyone?
You're live.
We are live.
Yes, yes. It's a beautiful thing. What's up, my ladies? How's everyone tonight?
Good. Good, good.
Today, we're going to talk about one of Sean's favorite topics, love. And what is love? What is real love? What is real relationships? And like I always tell everyone, I think everyone has a different definition of what's love to them. Everyone thinks of love in different manners. So what I may think is loving, Sean may not think is loving. What Barbara may think is loving, I may not think is loving. So it's great to talk about things like that because there's so many different variations and ways that you could love someone and think of love that I think is infinite. So it's cool to talk about it, I guess.
So let's start talking about the very first one about how some people think love is just feeling butterflies all day and, unicorns and.
Oh, love definitely is.
Now I do not.
But we all know someone who thinks love is that. Love is the white picket fence and the the marriage and the this and the that. Everybody, there's some people out there that think that.
No. If somebody's giving you the butterflies, leave their company and go get a Tums. Because there is something obviously wrong with your stomach. Because it's definitely not love.
But I don't think it's anything wrong with. I think when people first start out, most people get the butterflies. Yeah, most people get the butterflies. They get the feeling like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk to this person. But I think what really is love is when that person, the first time that person really gets on your nerve and aggravate the shit out of you, and you still want to go back to them.
So I saw something very important, and I tend to watch and listen to marriage thoughts and stuff from different people, right? So Viola Davis, she said something close to what you were saying, Wise. And she was saying like true love in a marriage is not like, look, she was saying your marriage don't start at I do. Your marriage starts when you look over at your partner and you want to kill him.
Right, I agree.
He was like, there's a video going around with her talking about this. How when you are now being tested in your relationship, in your marriage, that is when you know if you love that person.
Right. Because people think marriage is supposed to be easy and it's never disagreements and everything is like we live in a society now that everything is microwaved. Relationships are microwaved. The internet stuff is like all the women and men are on Facebook and Instagram, and every part of your life is out there. So everything is so accessible now, and everybody thinks everything is so easy. So like when things get a little complicated, people are ready to run away. That shows that shows when you have love. When you could sit there and stick it out, or when the girl with the big fat ass is walking by and you may take a glance, but you're not trying to get at her.
You're not
because
gawking.
you right, because you know you got someone at home, and you know you don't want to hurt the one that you have. To me, that's love. Like, because we're all human. So if I see a girl with a nice body, or if you see a guy with a nice body, you may look, but you ain't gonna go and try to holler at that person. I tell people all the time, real love is the fact that you will acknowledge being a human being. And you could be attracted to someone, but due to your commitment to your significant other, you're not going to cross those lines and you're not going to do anything that's going to sacrifice what you already have.
To the
So
east, Barbara.
I believe in that. I believe in whatever you have to make it work, and it's selflessness and togetherness, and we're gonna work this out. And to me, that's what love is about. But like I told Barbara when I was first talking about this, some people really, really, really don't know what love is. I had a girl tell me one time, "Oh, you don't know what love is. You know, you never been in love." And I was like, "There's a difference between love and lust."
Agree.
Told me one time, just because a person bang you out, don't mean they're in love with you.
But people, let's talk about those people now.
Uh huh.
There are people who think that they are having amazing sex, and every time they have sex, they're blowing the roof off the house. That is love.
Right, right. No, that ain't love. That's sex. That, but
That's chemistry.
I also believe you do have better sex with a person you actually love.
There's some people that might disagree with you, because there's some people that might think that, that sneaking, and that sneaking, that jump off sex is the best
Hmm.
sex, because you're sneaking, you got a secret, you got there's some people that might agree that that's the best way. You know what I'm
No, yeah,
saying?
that's true. But it also, it to me, it depends on what you're looking for and what you
Agree.
want.
Uh-huh.
Because at my age, I've been there and did that. I've had the jump off sex. I've had the, oh well, nobody should know about what we're doing. And then I had the sex where I actually cared about the person. And to me, honestly, I enjoyed the sex where I cared about the person more than the jump off. Like, I actually went on a cruise one time, and that was like my only one night stand in my life. I met this female. I was there actually with my family, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and me and the lady hooked up. We did what we did, and it was like, okay, it was cool, but I wasn't like, oh my god, this is so great. I can't wait to. It was like, oh, thank you. It was a nice time. We both never spoke to each other again, and that was it. And I was like, that wasn't like the greatest in the world, but it was cool. It was all right. I knew what it was. But then, like I said, I have been with women that, because I cared about them, I actually enjoyed the moment more.
I agree. And we've all been married, right? We've all
Yeah,
been married.
committed
Right.
For
for a long
like,
time, stuff like that. Yeah,
you said what?
and committed for a long time.
Right. So I think that for me, like you said, when you care about this person and the love is getting deeper, then that's when the sex is kind of, you know what I'm saying? And I agree. Like, I think that, married sex is different from dating sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's the same person, because it's kind of like it goes deeper. Like you go into this next phase of feelings.
Right. Right.
The difference between there's a good thing about married sex and there's a bad thing about married sex. The good thing about married sex is that the emotional connection is definitely deeper. But the bad thing about married sex is a lot of times you're doing it because
you're married.
You're married. I mean, it's what
and you think that's what you're supposed to be doing. Agreed.
But then, I also feel with married sex, I hope, even though you're married, you want to have sex with your spouse.
You do, but not like when I first fall in love with someone.
Mm-hmm.
I end up with piles of clothing next to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't even get out of the hallway. Like I'm just come in and like tearing skin and pulling hair and throwing clothes like the second you cross the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a few years later, married or not married, I'm like, but we're not DVRing this program. Can we wait?
See, I've never been like that. I've always been that person like whether we're married or not, like I want to get it in. Like, let's do this.
I think, and this is a serious sidebar, but not a sidebar. I think I just thought about next topic. this right here. Married sex versus regular sex. How do you feel about, if you're married, are you supposed to have sex all the time because you're married and you got these vows now, you got all these things happening, how do you feel about that?
When I was actually legally married, I was married to someone who thought like 6 times a month was plenty. I used to leave Post-it notes on the pillow.
You're like, I wouldn't have been married long.
No, you leave Post-it notes on the pillow.
And that was a guy?
Yeah.
And this is what I want to talk about, because like I really want us to talk about this, and we're gonna get back to love, because I don't want to go.
Well, love and sex is the same thing.
It is the same thing, but I think this should be our next topic.
Yeah, we can do this.
Like you said, and that was a guy. Like you will see where there are some women, some, not all, who is not prepared for that whole, you are now a wife and you are supposed to now be having sex and matching his sexual peak, and all of these things goes into play once you get married. So I think we definitely
15 years who never had a sexual peak.
But let me tell you, I think honestly, when you're dating, this is what I don't understand about some people. When you're dating, some people want to bang every night. Everything is good. And then all of a sudden, when you're in a serious, married, committed relationship, the whole sexual desire changes.
But let me tell you why I think that is.
Why?
Because when you get married, or when you're dating, it's just the two of you, right?
Right.
In a traditional.
Right.
Like not like if you're dating and you're dating somebody with kids, or like how my marriage ended up happening.
I got you.
I'm still raising, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a traditional, you are just y'all two. So you have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the babies start coming and everything like that, and then the mom is like, what?
That was not his problem.
Right. No. But that is some of the women's
Oh, no,
problem.
they're totally is.
Right. It's some of,
Totally
you
is.
know, us as women, like, now I'm tired. I got to breastfeed. I got somebody on my breast all the time. And then I still got to please my man. And it's just something so different now.
But let me
And
tell you something with that I
Mhm.
think, and this is where men and women mess up. When you're in a relationship, any type of relationship, whether it's dating or married, we're supposed to be a tandem. We're a team. So it shouldn't be all on you as a woman to take care of the household. It should be on both of us. Like I go and I watch these stupid ass TikToks where you see these guys like, oh, women should do this and women should bow down and women should this. And then I hear the stupid ass women, oh well, men should do like I always say, it should never be the saying happy wife, happy life. It should
Happy
be
spouse, happy house.
happy spouse, happy house.
right.
We work at this together. So now when we working at things together, it takes a lot of shit off of you as a woman. It takes a lot of stuff off of me as a man. We're doing it now we have time to engage with each other. And where a lot of people mess up and forget, and I'll put this on me also. When I was younger, I didn't get it. You have to make date times. You have to put time aside for yourself and your significant other. That's love. When you when it's always like, oh, you got to do this and you got to do this and you no, make time for yourself. Even if you got kids or whatever, you have to put the time aside so you guys can enjoy one another.
I
Or
agree
that,
with that. I definitely agree with that. Like, even if you take a day off to
yep,
kind of just, y'all take a day off and y'all just lounge around and just be into each other and spend time together. Because sometimes it's not always about the sexual, it's about just connecting,
right. The
laughing,
intimacy,
having that intimacy to
right.
make things, make you feel like I carved out this time for us to connect.
Even if it's just going for a walk, like
Yes.
doing something together.
Yes.
Like people that, like I said, people forget that. When people first start dating, they go crazy for each other. And I want to prove to you that I'm into you. I want to prove to you that it's about you. When you get the person, people forget. Like you can't forget what you did to get that person. And this is what I tell women all the time too.
Love. Not forgetting who the person was and why you fell in love with them in the
Right,
first place.
right.
And trying to and doing what needs to be done to preserve that.
I tell women and guys that all the time. Like I had a friend, he was complaining to me, oh, wifey, she don't do this no more. She don't do that. And one day I was speaking to her, and I was like, yo, you used to hit this dude off like on the regular. You used to want to you was a wild little freak for him when y'all got together. Now like everything is like it has to be written on a chalkboard or something for him to get some ass. Like that's not you can't forget what you did because that's how he met you. If you come into a relationship saying, "Oh, I'm a freak and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that," and we climbing off the walls and we got swings in the house and we doing everything, and then all of a sudden you go from that to, well, we could have sex once every other week. Like, no, that's not going to work because first of all, you deceived the person you was with. Like me as a man, if I'm dating a woman and every week I'm bringing that woman flowers and I'm doing different things and I'm showing her different parts of me, and then all of a sudden I stop all of that, she's looking at me like, yo, what happened? Why did Wise change? So you got to be consistent in what you're doing. And to me, that's also part of love, being consistent in the way you treat a person, and empathizing and just really thinking. Like I was having, like I have a thousand conversations, but I was having a conversation with a young lady, and I was telling her like, you have to understand the person. You have to have that conversation in the start, in the beginning. If it's something that you can't deal with, if it's something that you don't like, you have to let a person know, because you can't just spring things on someone. Like if you're a young lady and you're the type that's like, hold up, I think taking out the garbage is for the man. I'm not doing that. You have to let that man know, yo, that's not my thing. I
That's
don't want to do
the
that.
guy.
Right. And if you're a guy and it's something you can't deal with in a relationship, you have to tell that person. People don't have the tough conversations. People skirt around what they need to talk about. And that's why I think so many relationships fail. And that's why I don't think a lot of people's love is real, because people aren't honest, people aren't real with each other, people don't respect one another the way they used to, and everybody's lives is on multimedia now.
Well,
Like,
I also think that one thing that happened in the last few years was the pandemic. And a lot of the things that couples did that kept it spicy, sort of like they were unable to do, or they weren't able to continue with. There was a lot of there was a lot of extra baggage handed to women more than men, because there was a lot of women that were working from home and their kids were going to school at home and not leaving the house every day, or
mhm,
entire families were in the house for like weeks at a time, and there's
Mhm.
no downtime, there's no romance time, there's no um, date nights or whatever. When you have like two, three kids who are climbing the wall 24/7, and you're trying to corral them like, cats in a bag, so they can go online school for like 5 hours, not 5 minutes, not 1 hour, like 5 solid hours.
Mhm.
And you got to stop what you're doing at your job and make peanut butter and jelly for the 27th consecutive day for your three now rugrats who used to be your little angels. You feel spectacularly unsexy. You
okay, I
I agree.
understand that. I
Yeah,
understand that.
you feel
But let me ask
used,
you something.
put upon, and like you do nothing but make food. Because I remember for myself during the pandemic, I think that I cooked every morsel of food for every person in my household for a solid year and a half.
Okay, I understand that. But what I want to know
Yeah,
is when you go through a situation like that and you have your significant other, I think it's simple that, all right, you bust your ass during the day, you did A, B, and C. When your significant other comes, they should take some of that off of you.
Mhm.
Now, I'm gonna you did the daytime stuff. I'm gonna let you step away. I'll deal with the kids for a couple of hours. I'll help cook. I'll do, and like I said, see, I could say that for me because I like cooking. I don't mind cooking. I don't know, there's men out there that cook, and clean and do everything. But this is where I say, this is where you have to work in tandem and really be a couple. And if you know, if I'm a dude that I know I like sex a lot and I want to be all up on my woman. I know she had a rough day. So when I come home, I'm going to do what I got to do to take some of that off of her so she has the energy to do whatever she has to do now.
Yeah, man.
That's what love is. That's what being in a relationship is. And I think people are selfish nowadays. Men and women are so selfish. And like I said, I look at, like Sean said, she sees all this stuff on the internet. I look at people on the internet and I'm like, yo, society is doomed. I'm serious. I look at the women and I'm like, yo, this is disgusting. And it was something that a lady said to another woman. She said, the women, the older women didn't teach the younger women how to be women because they're too busy still trying to compete with the younger women. So she said, why are you 50 in your late 40s, your 50s, and you're still trying to do things you did when you were in your 20s, trying to compete with the like twerking in the clubs and stuff like that. Nobody said you can't go out and have a nice time, but it's I agree. It's certain things that people are doing nowadays that's messing up. That's messing up society to me. And I
Okay.
know Barbara looks at it different,
Here
but
we go.
Yeah, no, you can tell
Hey, y'all.
is telling a whole different story. But this is the thing.
mm-hmm,
Like, I'm the generation where most of like my sisters, my cousins, their daughters are full grown women.
uh-huh,
And we have different relationships entirely with our daughters that I would have loved. Like, my mother made sure that we were prepared in every way. My mother worked full time, and she wasn't just like my mother had like a legit career. She worked full time, and she came home and she cooked every night.
mm-hmm.
I'm not even exaggerating. But she was not my friend.
That's another thing.
But she was not my friend.
And she shouldn't have been your friend until you became a grown ass woman.
Then she still kind of was not my friend. She was more like my mentor. Like, here you are now.
Hello, husband.
You have,
Mr. Williams is in the
hello,
building.
Mr. Williams.
What's up, brother?
Like, my mom was like, you have a job and a family now, and this is what you need to do. And if it gets tough, you can always call me from your desk to my desk, and we'll like take you down out of the tree. But she still, what we do is we're talking about true love, Mr. Williams, which is something that you seem to know about. It's always good to have you. But
But
there's more to it. Like, my nieces, when they have a milestone, we go away on girls' trips. We have
mm-hmm,
long, deep, intimate conversations. We stay up
mm-hmm.
till 3 o'clock in the morning. We talk about sex, drugs, rock and rolls, careers, like everything. I would have loved that. My mother had 5 sisters. I would have loved to do that with my aunties. Like,
I do that. I actually, my daughter's 25th birthday. I don't know if y'all remember. I took her to Miami and she had just got her GD. I took her to Miami and stuff like that. So I have done that. And you know what? I do agree but disagree. Like, I'm not Nicole's friend, but I am a supporter of her and her goals and her dreams and everything. And I feel like it should be celebrated.
But see, I wasn't talking about it. I wasn't speaking on it like that. I was speaking on it like
Oh no,
I
we
think
two girls had a party.
no, I think women had a different I think women had different values back in the days.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
I think now
They
like
had to
no, but what
So
I'm
why do you
saying
think they had to, Barbara?
because they had to depend on somebody else to at least provide some kind of financial remuneration.
Like their husband, you're saying.
Yeah, like their husband or the father of their children or their partner or things like that.
but see, I'm not even talking about that. I'm not on it like that. I'm
You
not
have to
I'm
be
I'm not
100%
talking
on your own, physically and mentally.
but I'm not speaking on it like that. I'm
You get
speaking on
money.
it. No, what I'm saying is at one time, how could I put this politely? At one time I think women
Give me
had
a shot.
value.
Right.
I think women had value of their self at one time. Now, like I said, you have 50-year-old women that want to be in the club with the 20-year-old women every weekend twerking and shaking their ass and it's
And
all
are
right.
they paying their credit card bills at the end of the month?
But what I'm saying, it's all right to have a nice time, but nobody, even the 20-year-old girls, don't need to be in the club every weekend.
Why is this traditional? We all know this. He's so
But it's not.
traditional.
It's not
And
about.
he and
But the thing is, like,
I don't think it's about traditional. I
what do you
think
think
it's
it's about?
about. I think it's about setting standards for yourself
But I do agree with that. But there's some men will be like, ain't nothing wrong with my woman twerking, even if she's 100. There's some men that might say that.
every weekend.
Twerking in the house, twerking outside the house. Some men don't think
Well,
that
like
there's
like I
anything
said,
wrong with that. That's why
I
I say that's why I think you're traditional.
I think we're doomed, but it's all right. Like it's no
No, I
value
think
system anymore. It's
we're
no
not.
values. It's no
and
value.
I can say when when speaking about love, I do think the value is lessened. I do agree with that. Because when you love, like I wanted I wanted in my wedding the implementation of the love is patient, love is kind, love is not boastful. Like I wanted that scripture because that's what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not but some people might not agree with that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you do have somebody that's twerking, that's this, that's that, and you express, okay, this is what I don't like Barbara said, we have to, speak about what we don't like, what we this, with, whatever like that. And then if you really say you love this person, you're going to work on building your relationship, not losing yourself in
Mhm.
this,
Right.
but just making sure you're being respectful of what your mate
But
wants and
see,
needs are.
that's the magic word, what you just said. And I
Respectful.
say that every time we speak. Every time we speak about any relationship, friendship, lover, spouse, whatever, everything comes down to respect.
Agreed.
And all right, I'm gonna give you another example. I know you heard of this. A guy just broke up with his girl because at a Chris Brown concert, she let Chris Brown grind all on her. Now, one of my homegirls was like, "Oh my God, why would he break up with her over that?"
I
I
agree with
was
that.
like, "Why wouldn't he?"
That's not his wife. One, two. It's Chris Brown. Chris Brown don't want that girl. He's entertaining. So
It don't.
it's just like I'll say this. It's just like people say, "Oh, why you don't want to go to a strip club?" I'll go to a strip club with my husband. You know why? Because them chicks don't want. They're entertaining. They don't want my husband. They want his money. Like,
Right,
you know what I'm
we
saying?
understand
So
that.
I'll go with him. I'll go with him to a strip club. But some women might think that's crazy.
I understand that, but I understand the dude feeling some way about a guy.
It's ego. It's ego driven.
It's
All right.
totally driven.
So
It's
I'm an
ego-driven.
ego driven motherfucker because I would have stepped. I would have been like, yo, you could, I'm out. Bye.
If that's
You're
your
not gonna-
wife, I agree. Because here's one thing: if you're that ego driven, then you should have been at the concert with her, unless it was a girls' concert. I mean, or girls' trip. You know what I'm saying? But like, Chris Brown don't want that girl.
But that's not the fact. To me, that's disrespectful. You go on stage, you know you're in a supposed to be a committed relationship.
You're having fun.
This dude is on stage simulating sex with you. That's all right.
That's in the strip club. The same thing in the strip club.
I don't go to strip clubs.
I don't go to strip clubs. I don't go to strip clubs like about.
I have, and I would. If my husband wanted to go to strip club, I would go with him.
But like I said, that's an agreement with you and your man. You're cool with that. I understand. I respect this dude saying, hold up, you supposed to be my woman, and you let the motherfucker grind on you.
Chris Brown don't want her.
It don't matter if
He is just entertaining. He's entertaining.
Let me ask you something.
So
you're gonna say Chris Brown never snatched up one of these chicks at a show and banged them out? Yes, he has.
I'm not saying that. Now, if you said to me, okay, Chris Brown banged her out, then of course she deserved to get left because that's cheating. If you get pulled on stage in the midst of a concert and Chris Brown is being entertaining
around you,
you said
that don't matter to me.
3,000 other people around you,
right? And he just so mattered. He just so happened to pick you.
Did she have to go on stage?
Who would be like, no, I'm in a relationship? Who the hell would do that? That's dumb.
Once again, like I said, people don't respect it. So your man would be cool with you going on stage and Chris Brown grinding on you.
My husband is not answering anymore, so I don't know if he's here. But I would want him. I'm about to text him because I want him to answer this.
Text him because I want to know if your man will be cool with Chris Brown humping on you on the stage in front of the world.
Chris Brown anymore, but that's a whole different thing.
I want you to.
What you say about Chris Brown?
I don't even know why anybody
podcast because we want you to.
He still makes good music. He still has
podcast. We want you to answer a question real quick.
You know what? I have a tendency to not listen to people that have a history of hitting women. Just saying.
All right. I'm not going to make an excuse for Chris Brown. And I know you probably won't agree with this. But when that happened, first of all, he was still a teenager. And Rihanna gave him herpes. And he was upset about that.
You have like a doctor's report that says that?
Yes, they have the doctor's report. It came out. Everything was
I don't like it yet. I think that he was just a young man with anger issues.
No, he did have anger issues, but she did give him a disease, and he didn't know how to control himself. He didn't know how to handle it.
I will say
it wrong.
I will say he did handle it wrong, but he also saw coming up his dad or whatever, his mom in that situation.
Yeah, his dad beating on his mother.
He grew up with that. And if you don't get those traumas fixed, you're gonna be that.
Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely.
But like I said, I guess everybody's not gonna agree with me because my homegirl was like, oh, it was at a show.
I agree.
No, I don't agree. I feel that's disrespectful. So only if you're a wife, you're not supposed to let if you're in a committed relationship, it's all right to let somebody grind on you.
Wife,
if you're
girlfriend, dog, whatever. If it's in the midst, okay, my husband is on. Go ahead.
I said if you if your wife is at a show,
Chris Brown
is it-
concert.
at a Chris Brown concert, is it all right for her to go on stage and let Chris Brown hump on her and grind on her?
You know what's funny? I really don't know which way he's gonna go with this, so I'm I'm gonna learn in real time what you have to say. But I think I have an idea what he's gonna say. I think he's not gonna care.
He's trying to hold that.
I would care.
Like,
He's not gonna care.
without any wobbling.
Yeah, he said I'm good with that.
See, I'm not. I'm
I
not.
knew he was. He's gonna be holding the phone straight, and that's gonna go into like the family video reel.
Look at this crazy girl. Like
That's cool. That's not. You already know me. That's not me. I'm like, hell
but
no.
it's not disrespectful. It's a concert.
To me, it's disrespectful.
It's a concert. It's Chris Brown. He don't want her. He is just in the midst of a concert.
Okay.
Nobody is going to fight Chris Brown off and say, don't touch me. I'm in a committed relationship. I'm just here. Everybody in the midst of the excitement wants to see that, is what, like, everybody's dream is to be a part of the concert, be a part of the show.
No,
You know
your
what I'm saying?
dream was to take your black ass to the show, watch him sing. Your dream wasn't to be humped on at the show.
Not humped on at the show.
That's it. He's up there simulating sex with you, simulating a sex act.
That is not disrespectful because he don't want her. Just like people find it disrespectful for your man to go. My husband and his brother was talking about how they was going to go to a strip club before my brother-in-law go back to Italy.
Mhm.
And I'm like, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mind him having a bachelor party, like stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah,
you-
it's
I don't
never
want
something that bothered me.
no matter.
For me,
Because you know what, to me, what'd you say, Barbara?
I've never been against it. It's not for me, like it's not my thing. If you start taking off your clothes and dancing for me, we better be alone because we're not done. But anyway,
Right.
spend your money.
See, let me tell you something.
I'm listening.
I have friends on both sides. right?
Thank
I
you.
have homeboys.
William
I
says
have homeboys
to grind
that
up, he's
I have
having.
homeboys that were male strippers. I have homegirls that was female that was strippers. I know what goes on. I know what goes on.
I'm about to shock the world. I used to dance when I was younger, and I did not. It was no prostitution, no none of that going on. But it was like, because you can say no in that world.
Hold up, that was for you. You may not have. You gonna tell me none of the girls you worked with did that?
They did.
Okay,
But what I'm saying, not everyone did it.
No, not everybody.
Yes,
not
other people
everybody.
can text on here if they're part of
Yeah.
part of Pink Flags. Yes, they got to join Pink Flags, and they can.
Not everybody would do it.
Pyramid. Oh, we got the people that's a part of our marriage club.
All right, that's cool. But people like I have a homeboy, right? That he did the shows, and he had married women like wilding, doing whatever.
I agree that there's things like that happen.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, when we're speaking of love, if you love someone and you're a part of a show, I don't think it's disrespectful to your love, or it means something about your love towards that person to say, oh, you let a star grind on you, so you don't love that person, or you don't care about that person, or you disrespect that person. I don't agree with that. I think that it's in the midst of things now. If she was on the show sucking Chris Brown dick, then that's a whole nother thing. But that's not what's happening.
She was on the show letting Chris Brown grind on her.
Okay.
You got pants. He got pants. Nobody.
That don't matter. To me, that's still
There's
disrespectful.
panties and underwear in the middle of that. He
That's
didn't
still
pull it
disrespectful.
out.
That's disrespectful to me.
Now at least 5 layers of fabric between.
I don't give a damn if he was in a snowsuit.
Not
I
a
don't care if they were in snowsuits. To me, but that's to me. So every woman out there knows now. Don't fuck with Wise, because I wouldn't. I would have been like, "Yo, I'm out. Bye. Don't even speak to me." And
So
that's
you would have them not actually speak to you because
yes,
they
because I felt you disrespected me.
wow.
Yes, like I said, people know what they're doing. You know what you're doing. So when you're on stage in front of thousands of people and you got the next man grinding on you, like, nah, that's not cool to me. And like, hubby, it's cool with it. Like I can respect what the next person
Because you
says.
know why? He knows I'm not about to do nothing to
It ain't about what you
to
about to
mess up
do.
our marriage. He knows that. He knows I'm not about to do
I hear that.
anything
But to me,
to
like,
mess up what we got going on.
to me, there's boundaries and everything. Like to me, it's a little different. Like you said, you and him will go to a strip club. If my woman wanted to go to a strip club with me, even though I'm not into strip clubs, I will go to a strip club. I would have no problem. I would have no problem going to a strip club. That's something we agreed on.
Your brother said that it'll help you because you're getting all the heat from that. You're getting all the heat from while you're in the strip club.
But hopefully, no, I think he's talking about the Chris Brown thing. Hopefully, you don't
Well,
need
that's
all
true
that.
too.
Hopefully, you don't need
It's
all
not
that.
about listen, to me, it's not hopefully you don't need all like to me, it's like you don't need it, but it's always good to hey Pam. That is so
Welcome.
Pam is joined. Hey. You don't need to have Chris Brown grinding on your woman to start you up, but like spontaneity in your relationship, yo, I was
To
just
me,
at
that
a
ain't
Chris Brown
spontaneity.
concert.
To me, spontaneity is you walking in the house and your woman stripping for you, doing a little dance, or your husband stripping for you, doing a little. That's spontaneous.
Or she
Or
came from a show and she's horny as hell and she's naked before she get to the room.
but did she need the show? If she needed the show to get horny for you, that's
It's
a
not
problem.
about a need. It's
No,
about
where it ends.
it's about a situation. It's not about a need. It's about a situation. Y'all in
A
this.
situation that shouldn't have been.
Oh my Lord.
The whole time I was with Dave, if he saw Mariah Carey for 5 seconds, and say what you want because I really don't care one way or the other, but if he saw Mariah Carey for like more than 10 seconds, I was like, ooh, I'm going to get it. And it's going to be good.
Right.
I did not care. There were others, but she was like the top one.
I hear you.
And there were other things like, yeah, like I want to. There's people that get me hot and bothered. One of the things.
So you feel like people shouldn't get your mate hot and bothered?
Oh, I think
wise. You feel like
no, I really don't.
You feel like that's a disrespect thing?
You were watching.
Why are you hot and bothered for the next person? Like I said, I understand we're human, and you could feel a person is attractive. Feeling that a person is attractive is different than being hot and bothered for someone else. You might as well be swingers if you hot and bothered for someone else.
No, I don't agree.
A superhero movie with a woman and like that.
That's a movie.
You get on my.
That's a movie. That ain't real life.
A woman could be watching Aquaman with you, and not get bothered in Jason Momoa in the.
Don't tell me about it. I don't want to know about it.
Wait, Pam, you want to join what? You want to join to speak
You
your
want to
piece
be a
here? What do you want to do? She said, I want to join. I don't know what she's talking about.
yeah.
I
I
agree.
hear you. But like I said, that's just me, y'all. That's cool. If that
No,
works for
because I
y'all,
mean, if you, I tell Kevin Roman Reigns is the finest man in
Roman
wrestling.
Reigns is pretty.
That is a pretty motherfucker. But like, he not mad like, oh, you disrespect. He not saying that because guess what?
are you grinding on Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns don't want me, even if
Are
I
you
was
grind?
trying
Are
to.
you? Hold up.
No,
Are you
I
grinding
see
on
him in
him?
the TV. I
All
see
right.
him in
That's
the TV.
okay. You could like I said, that's human. That's different than physical contact. To me, once again, that's just to me.
No, of course, and you're entitled to your opinion. That's why we do this show, like, and that's what
That's
makes it
that's
so great in
physical.
this because we all might have three different opinions. So I get it, but
That's a
what I'm
physical contact. Any physical contact to me is disrespectful. That's
so
like
any physical contact with another person in the relationship is disrespectful.
yes.
So your mate cannot hug anyone.
I ain't saying it like hugging somebody that's a friend is different than somebody grinding and simulating sex with you. That's different. If I see you and you hug me, we're not simulating sexual acts. I don't have you on stage making believe we're fucking. Those are two different things. I just feel it's a line that should never be crossed. But like I said,
Well, what if you are missing out on the best relationship that you've ever had just because she was at a Chris Brown concert and she got chosen out of the million people who was at the show and she got chose to get grind on, and you might be missing out on the best, you might be missing your blessing only because a lot of that is ego driven. A lot
no,
of that
that's
is
not.
ego
I
driven.
don't think it's ego. I think it's. I feel that's disrespectful. I wouldn't do it to her.
And I get that you wouldn't do it to her. I get that. I understand
I
that.
wouldn't. I wouldn't allow. Like I love Alicia Keys. I think she's a beautiful woman or whatever,
So do
whatever.
my husband.
But
She
I
don't want it.
wouldn't. I wouldn't go up on stage and have Alicia Keys grind on me.
She's not the type of woman who's going to grind on you.
Well,
Right,
that's true.
because she has morals. But
Oh, Jesus Christ.
but
Jesus, take me down. He said
but
she has morals. So
but
if anybody that if Beyonce's at a concert and
no.
she's
First
finding
of
these
all,
people,
I think Beyonce is nah.
no, I'm not
Beyonce
saying you.
doesn't wear enough clothes for Wise.
You said what? She don't wear enough clothes for what? right. But what I'm saying is, are you telling me because she's an entertainer
Mm-hmm.
and great at what she do, are you
Uh-huh.
telling me that you think that she's disrespectful to Jay-Z because the way she is at her show?
She's made it very clear that there's two different people. There's her at home and there's her on stage.
What? Let me
Tasha
explain
Pierce.
that. Let me explain that.
Why is
I'll
gonna say
even,
she's the same person?
I'll even put it in a different zone.
You're definitely going to
Uh-huh.
need to revisit True Love because this is all about like sex and morality.
At this point, yes,
No,
it is.
I feel it all intertwines because once again I say
You can
I
have
look
sex without loving someone.
I look at like the City Girls, Beyonce, all of them. You had all these ladies back in the days, right? That sang, had great shows, great concerts. Could you
Not
ever
bring
picture
back
Aretha
Billie Holiday
Franklin?
in them.
Could you picture Aretha Franklin twerking?
No.
Aretha Franklin had 3 children by the time she was 16.
Okay, I'm not. I'm saying the way she conducted herself in public. I'm not saying people have to be
Wasn't Aretha Franklin a P kid?
a what?
Huh?
A P kid, a preacher's kid.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know.
She wasn't
Yeah.
going to do that. She's a preacher
Yeah.
kid.
All
She
right,
wasn't doing that.
Gladys Knight,
Gladys Knight is a goddess.
Anita Baker.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love Anita.
It's no morals anymore.
But you, again, this is why you're traditional, because you're naming all the people that we grew up on, and that's back in the days. The life, the world is changed tremendously.
Right? Everybody has to show their ass now.
No, it's women's like women are feeling more and more liberated about themselves.
So
Howard.
liberation is
Yes.
I'm showing my ass to everybody. I got a husband at home, but I got to show everybody else what I'm working with.
I can't speak on that, but everybody feel liberated in their own way. So I can't speak on that.
Like I said, once again, I saw something where a young lady, a guy and a lady was talking, and he was talking about the fact that she was saying she puts her pictures and stuff online because she feels beautiful. He said she puts up her pictures and stuff online because she wants attention.
He's insecure.
No, that's not. I think he's correct. If you look,
But it's not mutually exclusive.
why do you care what other people think? If you're not looking for attention, why do you care what other people? Why are you putting up your pictures?
But why we all put up pictures and stuff of our kids and ourselves and everything on Facebook? No.
What?
It's a difference. It's a difference of you putting up your kid and you putting up a bikini picture or a video.
Now, bikini pictures. Well, listen, I'm about to go on vacation.
Years old.
I don't know.
If I could still wear a bikini, there would be a picture of it.
I hear you. Everybody.
But if you're with your husband, now if you're on vacation with your husband and you put up a bikini picture, you with your husband, and you have on a bikini, that's wrong.
I'm not. I'm saying.
No, I'm asking.
If you putting up a picture by yourself, not with your husband.
But what if your husband was the one who took the picture?
And you bent over, busting it open for the world to see.
Different.
For the world to see. That's what I'm saying. And that's what 90% of the females do now.
I don't see that on my timeline. I don't see
that on my timeline either.
I guess I'm friends with a bunch of prudes.
But see, people say prudes, but I think it's nothing wrong with being.
No, it's let me rewind. It's nothing wrong with being classy and not trashy. I agree.
No, yes it is. Yes it is, because in 2023 it's not cool to be classy anymore.
I got a question for you, Wise.
Yes.
What do you do if you're dating somebody and you're not together, and it's like her Friday night where she stays at home and reads a book and has a glass of wine and
that's his ideal woman,
and he sends you an underwear pic? She's feeling herself drinking a glass of wine and she sends you a bra pic.
But this is someone I'm dealing with.
Yes. Yes.
It's nothing wrong with that.
Wait, repeat the question.
All right. Wise is dating someone.
And
it is the nature of their relationship that, like, on Fridays they chill separately. So she's been at her place reading books and drinking wine, and she says
that's his ideal woman.
No, she says the woman sends me a picture of her in her negligee.
That's his ideal woman. She's home.
I don't feel there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I see. She's home. She's reading books, and in the middle of her book, she sends her man this very private, sexy pic.
Right.
And then she's back to reading her books and praying.
But is it better? Is it better? Is it better for her to pull? Hold up, but let me ask you now. Is it better for her to post that picture?
Drive over.
Is it better for her to post that picture on Instagram?
No, but I'm not saying, to me, 40 and over, if you're posting pictures on Instagram, it's like, okay, what you doing? Nobody want to see that.
But, no, but that's what they're doing now.
But if that is your thing, and to me, here's my thing. If you're doing that at 40, at least get paid to do it. Don't be doing it for free. Like, don't be showing everybody your shit for free now. Come on.
Now, if you're getting paid to do it, I'm definitely not fucking with you.
And vice versa. Sorry.
No, agreed. What I'm saying is,
because you're OnlyFans model now. Like, nah, I don't need an OnlyFans person.
Okay. Yeah, but I agree. But what I'm saying is, like, if that's where you're at in life, at least get paid to do it. Like, don't be on Facebook and Instagram shaking it for free. At least get some money out of the deal. But like, what I think is that I don't think, if that's an understanding, you ever heard that saying, what's understood that don't needs to be spoken, or whatever like that? Like, if you and your mate have that understanding, then disrespect to me is a perception. You know what I'm saying? Because meaning what you might think is disrespect, what Barbara might
that's true. That's true.
I might, you know what I'm saying?
But seriously, if you feel disrespected, then you've been disrespected.
Right.
Right. But what I'm saying is, no. What I'm saying is,
if you feel it, then it's legit.
Right.
Oh, but also,
you might what you might think is disrespect. I'm like, oh, that ain't even that serious.
But all right, let me put it to you like this. You knew me for many years.
Mm-hmm.
You know the type of person I am.
You about to say something crazy because I see you laughing.
No, you know the type of person I am.
Yes, I do.
So, whatever woman I'm dealing with knows what type of person I am.
Agreed. So you're really not going to have that type of stuff in your situation.
And this is what I'm saying. So if I'm dealing with a woman and she did that, she already know where I'm going to be coming from.
Especially now that you have this forum where you really have made it very clear to like our viewers that you are a conservative, traditional type of man.
No, see, you say
you are.
No, it's a difference between, because I don't feel a woman has to be barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen.
No. Nobody said
that. I feel a woman should carry herself and conduct herself with utmost respect for herself. Like I said, if all you show is sex, that's all people going to see you as.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, with the way you saying, you know, the way you're platforming that right now is, some men might be like, oh, okay, she's not cheating on me. She's not, you know, she's not no hoe. You know, what she do, you know, this outside persona, it might not be her inside persona. So I don't find it disrespectful.
Okay.
Some might think that way. So that's why I said, you know, the way people perceive disrespect is just all different.
Yeah, this is true. Well, we're done.
We're at the hour.
Yeah, we're at the hour.
Well, I want to announce tomorrow night is my first. I have a new gig. I am the host of Work of Art Wednesdays, which is a blended city variety program on the third Wednesday of every month at 8:00. And I showcase new talent from underrepresented backgrounds and non-traditional genres. And please, especially now during this political climate where people are trying to like silence people who they see as being other and not ordinary, join up, sign in, perform if you got that desire. And I really look forward to it. The link to join us will be in the Pink Flags page, either later tonight or all day tomorrow. And I would love to have you on there. And come dressed and ready, because everyone could wind up on camera.
Okay.
That's a
Everyone,
beautiful thing.
next week we see you.
Yes. Hey, hold up. What is it about again next week, Sean? Watch, you already forgot.
No, I didn't.
No, she
Married
didn't.
sex versus
Single
gay
sex.
sex.
All right, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
Shalom.
Married sex, none. Single sex, all day.
So, y'all.
All right, later.
Okay. Bye.